Welcome to Onward Facing Yoga's yin practice that focuses on unwinding, balancing, and relaxing your spine and the muscles around it. This sequence provides an opportunity to explore the lumbar spine, which is the spine of the lower back, the thoracic spine, or the spine of the rib basket, and the cervical spine, which is the spine of the neck. The first two poses are Sukhasana, or a cross-legged forward fold, and Parshva Sukhasana, or a side cross-legged fold in a series. Come to a cross-legged seat with your right shin in front of your left. Slide your sitting bones and your glutes back. On an inhale, lengthen your spine and side waists. On exhale, fold forward and slide your arms forward along the mat. Relax your legs, hips, and abdomen. If the body weight of your forward fold makes for too intense of a stretch, press your hands into the floor and support your torso. Approach these postures in a yin way. Find a light or moderate stretch that your body can relax into. Press your hands into the floor to reduce the stretch if needed. Otherwise, relax your arms and head. Breathe softly and let the pose work on you. On your next inhale, use your arms to lengthen your spine upright. Now for the side cross-legged fold. On an inhale, lengthen your spine. On exhale, twist to the left, then fold over your left thigh. Reach your arms to the left to support your torso. As you fold to the left, you stretch your right lower back, and your right sitting bone will want to lift and drift. Ground your right sitting bone and direct your breath into your right lower back. Relax your spine and let the pose work on you. On your next inhale, use your arms and slowly rise upright to seated. Onward to the other side. Recross your legs so your left shin is in front of your right. Slide your sitting bones and your glutes back, and on an inhale, lengthen the front of your spine. Exhale, fold forward and slide your arms forward along the mat. Relax your legs, your hips, and abdomen. Press your hands into the floor to support your torso if you need to. Otherwise, relax your arms and head. If your neck feels uncomfortable, support your forehead with a block, bolster, or similar prop. If there's any area of the body that can't relax, focus on it and see if you can soften that space. On your next inhale, use your arms and lift back up to seated. For the side version, on an inhale, lengthen your front spine. Exhale, twist to the right and fold over your right thigh. Reach your arms to the right and support your torso. On this side, as you fold to the right, your left sitting bone wants to lift and drift. Ground your left sitting bone and direct your breath into your left lower back. Soften into the pose and relax. On your next inhale, use your arms to lift back up to seated. The next two poses are the high and low variations of Ekapada Rajakapotasana, or pigeon pose. From a cross-legged seat, slide your left leg back so your left leg is straight and relaxed on the floor. Keep your right knee bent so your right foot is across your midline on the left side of your mat. If your right hip can't relax easily on the floor, place a blanket or bolster under it. Then, place your hands on the floor by your hips for support. On your inhale, lengthen your belly and guide your spine into a gentle back bend. On exhale, relax your legs and your lumbar spine. The high version of this pose involves a relaxed back bend and a stretch through your left psoas. The relaxed back bend should create a slight compression in your lower back. Ensure the compression is not too intense and relax your lumbar spine. Use your arms however you need to for support. From here, we'll practice the low position in pigeon pose. On your next inhale, lift your heart skyward and lengthen your spine. On exhale, slide your arms forward and fold your torso over your right leg. Only fold as far as your front hip and knee will allow. Your hands can stay on the floor, or you can take your elbows to the floor. If you can reach all the way forward, relax your head and arms. You can make the right hip stretch more or less intense by sliding your front foot forward or back. In any case, honor the yin aspect of this practice and make sure the pose isn't too intense. On your next inhale, use your arms to lift your torso upright. Then lean to the right and slowly bring your back leg forward into a cross-legged seat. Onward to the other side. From a cross-legged seat, this time slide your right leg back so your right leg is straight and relaxed along the floor. Keep your left knee bent so your left foot is across the midline on the right side of your mat. If your left hip can't relax easily on the floor, place a blanket or a bolster underneath. On an inhale, lengthen your belly and guide your lumbar spine into a gentle back bend. On exhale, relax your legs, your hips, and your lower back. The high version of this pose involves a relaxed back bend and a stretch through your right psoas. This back bend should create a slight compression in your low back. Ensure this compression isn't too intense and relax your lumbar spine. Use your arms for support and breathe slowly and steadily. Now for the low position of pigeon pose. On an inhale, lift your heart skyward and lengthen your spine. On exhale, slide your arms forward and fold over your left leg. Fold only as far as your front hip and knee allows. Your hands can stay on the floor, or you can take your elbows to the floor. If you can reach all the way forward, relax your head and arms. Whatever option you choose, keep your legs, hips, and spine soft. On your next inhale, press into the floor and lift your torso. Lean to your left and release your back leg. Then move forward to hands and knees. Take a deep inhale and exhale here, and notice any sensations and increased mobility in your lower back. The next pose is Virasana or Hero's Pose with a forward fold. From hands and knees, point your toes back and sit back between your heels. Use a blanket under your ankles if they need support. Also, if you can't sit all the way back between your heels, place support under your hips. Once you've found a seat that feels comfortable, loop a strap around your shins and thighs, close to your heels and hips. Tighten the strap so your thighs feel rooted. Finally, roll a blanket and place the roll across your lap. On an inhale, lengthen your abdomen. On exhale, press the rolled up blanket into your hip crease and fold your abdomen forward over the blanket. Slide your arms forward along the floor for support. The blanket offers a type of self-massage to your organs, so gently breathe into your belly. It also takes your spine into flexion, stretching the muscles along your back and decompressing your spine. Support your torso with your arms if you need to. If you don't need support, relax your arms. On your next inhale, press your arms into the floor and lift your torso upright. Remove the blanket and strap and come to hands and knees. Move your toes, your ankles, and your knees around. Observe any new energy and sensations in your lower back and your side waists. The next pose is threading the needle. From hands and knees, reach your hands forward along the mat until your arms are straight. Take a deep inhale here, and on an exhale, thread your right arm under your torso and to the left. Your head will turn to the left as well. Place your outer right arm on the floor, palm facing up. Press your other hand into the floor to support your shoulder, neck, and head. This pose targets the muscles between your shoulders and your thoracic spine, the spine of your ribs. Breathe into your right shoulder. Keep your face relaxed and soften your eyes and ears with every exhale. On your next exhale, place your left hand under your shoulder, press into the floor, and lift up to hands and knees. Move your shoulder blades around in circles. Notice the difference between your left and right shoulder blades and any new sensations in your thoracic spine. Onward to the other side. From hands and knees, reach your hands forward along the mat so your arms are straight. Take a deep inhale here, and this time, on an exhale, thread your left arm under your torso and to the right. Your head will also turn to the right. Place your outer left arm on the floor, palm facing up. Press your other hand into the floor to support your shoulder, your neck, and head. Take deep inhales and exhales here. Breathe into your left shoulder and your thoracic spine. Allow the twist to soak into your system. On your next exhale, place your right hand under your shoulder, press into the floor, and lift out of the pose to hands and knees. Move your shoulder blades around in circles and notice any new sensations in your mid-back, your thoracic spine. The next pose is Yin Halasana, or relaxed plow pose. Lie on your back. On an exhale, roll onto your upper back and support your hips with your arms. If your neck needs additional support, place blankets under your shoulders. In this pose, your back is rounded and your legs are relaxed. Relaxed plow pose is a slowly moving posture, and it's your choice where you bear weight on your spine. To shift your weight to your lower spine, lower your hips and hug your knees into your chest. To bear weight in your upper spine, lift your hips higher. Take your time and move anywhere between these two variations. Breathe into the part of your spine you're weight bearing on. Keep the intensity mild to moderate, and always ensure your spine feels supported. On your next exhale, engage your abdominals a bit. Inhale, roll out from the pose and lie on your back with your knees bent and the soles of your feet on the floor. Turn your head gently from side to side. Take a deep breath here and notice any new energy along your spine. From here, come up to seated. The next pose is Upavishta Konasana, or seated angle pose. From a seated position, extend your legs forward and separate your feet about 1 meter apart. If you make them too wide, you'll avoid a hamstring stretch, so ensure your hamstrings are included in this pose. Slide your sitting bones, your glutes, and the skin of your hamstrings back. On an inhale, lengthen your spine. On exhale, round your back and support the pose with your hands or elbows on the floor. If the stretch is too strong to begin with, bend your knees and place blankets or a bolster under them, or lift your torso out of the pose a bit. All sensations should be mild or moderate, so your body can relax and settle. Breathe into your lower back. Resist the temptation to stretch the stretch, and let the pose work on you. You can also place a block or a bolster under your forehead so your neck and head have support. On your next inhale, lift your torso upright with your arms. Lean back a bit and slide your legs together with your hands. The next pose is Yin Paschimottanasana, or relaxed seated forward fold. From seated, extend your legs forward. Slide your sitting bones back to tilt your hips forward. On your next inhale, lengthen your side waists. Exhale, round your spine forward. Place your hands on your thighs, your shins, the floor, or around your feet. Support the pose with your arms as much as you need to, encouraging relaxation without strain. If you feel like you're falling back, bend your knees or sit on a blanket or bolster to encourage your hips and spine to tilt forward. Support your chest or your head if you need to. As you breathe, notice your torso lifts on inhales and relaxes down on exhales. This subtle movement indicates that you're relaxed. Your pose will move as your breath changes the shape of your ribs. Adjust the pose as your tissues change. You can press your heels out a bit further, or bend your knees, or move your arms. In any case, make sure the stretch is not too intense. On your next inhale, press your hands into the floor and slowly rise out of the pose. Lie on your back with your knees bent. Place the soles of your feet on the floor and gently rock your knees side to side. Take a couple deep breaths here. The next pose is a supine twist. While lying face up, shift your hips to the right side of the mat. Straighten your left leg along the floor. Draw your right knee into your chest and guide it over your torso toward the floor on your left. Your left arm can support your leg and hold it in place. Reach your right arm out to the side with your palm facing up. If your right knee doesn't reach the floor and needs support, place a prop under your knee and thigh. It's okay to hang here as long as it's not causing undue tension or pinching anywhere. Breathe down the right side of your body, into your top kidney and top hip. Let the twist soak into your spine and torso. Relax into the pose and let it work on you. On your next exhale, draw your navel in a bit. On inhale, unwind from the twist and take a deep breath on your back. Observe the after effects of this pose. Onward to the other side. While lying face up, shift your hips this time to the left side of your mat. Straighten your right leg forward along the mat. Draw your left knee into your chest and guide it over your torso toward the floor on your right. Your right arm can support your leg and hold it in place. Reach your left arm straight out to the side with your palm facing up. If your knee needs support, place a prop under your knee and thigh. It's okay to hang here as long as it's not causing undue tension or pinching anywhere. Any sensations should be mild or moderate in this practice. Breathe down the left side of your body, into your top kidney and hip. Let the twist soak into your torso and your hips. On your next exhale, draw your navel in a bit. Inhale, unwind from the twist, and take a breath on the back. Observe the after effects of this pose. The next pose is Viparita Karani, or inverted pool. While lying face up, bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor, underneath your knees. Press your feet into the floor and lift your hips skyward. Place a block, blankets, or a bolster under your hips and relax your hips on the prop. Then, lift one leg at a time so they are vertical. Relax your legs as much as you can while still keeping them upright. Breathe into your belly and encourage it to relax and release. After a long series of forward folds, this pose reintroduces a relaxed curve in your lower back. Allow your lower back, your kidney space, and your sacrum to settle. On your next exhale, bring one foot at a time to the floor. Engage the muscles around your hip sockets to support your hips and spine, and lift your hips off the prop. Remove the prop from under you and lower your hips to the floor. Take a deep breath here. The next pose is Yin Bhujangasana, or relaxed cobra pose. Roll over on the mat and lie face down. Place your elbows under your shoulders and point your forearms and fingers forward like a sphinx. This forms a relaxed curve in your lumbar spine. Gaze forward or slightly skyward so there's a curve in your neck as well. This is the first variation. As in previous postures, this pose compresses your lower back a bit and encourages the curves in your lumbar and cervical spine. You can stay on your elbows if this feels like enough curve creation. If it's okay for your back, you can raise your elbows on blankets or a bolster, or press your hands into the floor and straighten your arms. These variations increase the intensity of the compression. The amount of backbend is up to you. You can also widen your legs to change the focus of the compression. Keep the compression light to moderate and ensure that you can relax your legs, your hips, and belly. On your next exhale, remove any props and return your chest and head to the floor. Breathe deeply into your lower back and notice the after effects of the pose as your lumbar spine releases and softens. The next pose is Supta Baddha Konasana, or supine bound angle pose. Rise to seated. Place a bolster lengthwise behind you. Alternately, you can place a pair of blocks behind you to support your mid-back and head. Place your feet together with your knees relaxed out to the sides. Lie back and adjust the props so your ribs and head can relax. Place your arms either by your hips or relax them out to the sides. Release and relax your spine and head on the props. Allow your entire body to soften and drop down. Let your spine drape off the prop support. Release any tension. Add support under your thighs if your legs or lower back can't relax. Settle and allow your body to breathe for you. On your next exhale, lift your head with your hands and tuck your chin toward your chest. Inhale, press your elbows, then your hands into the floor, and rise up to seated for a moment. Remove the props from your mat. Then lie face up. The next pose is Shavasana, or corpse pose. Lie face up and support your body as needed to feel comfortable and relaxed. The focus of this practice is your spine, and it can be the focus of your corpse pose as well. Allow your sacral region to relax and feel heavy. Deliberately observe the weight of each spine segment, your lumbar area, your mid-back, and the spine of your neck. As you observe the weight of your spine, also relax the musculature around it. From here, guide your awareness to your breath. Direct your breath down your arms and into your palms. Breathe down through your hips and legs and into your feet. Direct your breath into your brain and exhale down your face. Then, draw your knees into your body and breathe into your lower back. From here, make your way up to seated. Next is a meditation with breathwork. Assume a seated position, cross-legged or otherwise. Sit on a blanket or small bolster to elevate your hips if you need to. You can also sit with your spine against a wall for support. From here, allow your legs and hips to feel like anchors. From these anchors, initiate a buoyancy up your spine. Let your lungs feel light while you relax your arms. Relax your jaw and your tongue. Your eyes can be open or closed, whichever feels more relaxed. Direct your attention to the front side of your spine, the side facing your organs. It spans from the front side of your sacrum to the interior of your skull. On your next inhale, sweep your attention up from your sacrum to your skull. On exhale, sweep your attention down from your skull to your sacrum. Guide your awareness with your breath. Inhale up your spine. Exhale down your spine. Repeat this for several breaths. From here, relax the control of your breath and allow your body to breathe for you. Notice any sensations in your body. Observe the length of your front spine, your sides, and your back spine, all the way from your hips to your head. From here, gently open your eyes. Thank you for your practice, and namaste.